morning, my faithful loyal YouTube subscribers. Today it is Monday, May 18th, the year is 2020. Over the weekend, I had the pleasure to get out of the house, get out of quarantine. Although we're not officially quarantined anymore. Went to the Piedmont Park, did some exercising, and I went there 2 days in a row just to exercise, walk around the track, and I also went to dinner at a Thai restaurant on Saturday night. On Sunday night, I went to a Campono or something. It's a restaurant in Piedmont Park. At the Thai restaurant, they were following all the rules. Social distancing was being practiced. Face masks were being worn. The restaurant was at very low capacity. The tables that were allowed to be used were full. What I mean by that is they had a lot of tables with big X's on them. So to keep everybody spread out. That's the restaurant. I forget this. Saran in Virginia Highlands. Saran. And food was good. They had a lot of to-go orders, a lot of curbside pickup. People picking up food left and right. There were tons of food going out the door versus staying in there. It's always been a popular Thai restaurant. So then Sunday, went to the park, and on the way out of the park, we went to get something to eat again at this restaurant. Again, the rules were being practiced. If you went inside, you have to have a mask, even if you're sitting at the table. You, of course, got to take your mask off to eat, but while you're walking around the restaurant, going to the bathroom, everybody wants you to put your mask on. Follow the rules. I didn't have a problem with that, but clearly some other people did have a problem because they got mad and left. They were even giving you masks if you didn't have one. If you needed a mask, they would give you one. So, I invested in a couple of masks, fabric masks over the past few days, but I can't get them to fit. So I end up giving them away to somebody else. I can't breathe in them. So I'm back to I could breathe in these a little bit better than these fabric masks. I see everybody walking around. I just got to find one that can fit my face and nose. I don't like the clips around the ear. I want the bands to go all the way around the head. So back to searching for a mask that can fit my big nose, big head and beard, and wraps around the head versus around the ears. That the ears start to hurt with these damn things. When these things wrap around the ears, these aren't so bad, but those masks that those people are making, get rid of that mess. So anyway, but one thing I did notice over the weekend is that social distancing guidelines, as asked for the Centers for Disease Control, everybody stay 6 feet apart, were totally not being followed. As I drove through the city, I saw groups of people, large groups of people, mainly black folks, and I'm sure there were some white folks. I didn't see any, though, in large groups that were hanging tightly packed together. The white folks I happened to see at Piedmont Park would spread out apart, maybe playing sports. There was distance. And there were some black people in Piedmont Park following those rules, too. When I left the park, driving around the city, I would see large groups of black people at gas stations. My motorcycle riding clubs or car clubs were hanging out in dense groups, like really dense groups. Everywhere, all over the city, they were not following the social distancing guidelines as requested by the Centers for Disease. So they're like, well, who and what? That niggas, So, and I also saw large groups of gay guys, and they didn't give a damn either. In fact, when I left that restaurant Sunday evening, it was a massive group of gay guys at the corner of 10th and Piedmont Road in Midtown, near the restaurants and club scenes. The clubs were closed. The restaurants were open, but they were not in the restaurant. They were just on the street. Niggas, we just hang out in the street in my folks' neighborhoods. Hanging out, large, massive crowd of people, and they were not doing any form of social distancing at all. And I just kind of looked and I said, wow, nobody had on masks. Very few people had on masks, if any at all. This is concerning because 80% of the hospital infections here in Georgia were African Americans. And we don't get it. Either we don't get it, we don't care, we don't wish to understand. It is something very bizarre going on here. either we don't. I do see a lot of black folks going through the city in the grocery stores with masks on. I see white folks with masks on too. But when I look at that crowd of young gay guys last night, the reckless behavior I saw in how densely they were packed in on all four corners of that street. I'm talking a massive crowd, as if you would have thought it was some type of event taking place. Yeah, I guess it is some type of Governor Kemp's Kill All the Niggas program. There's something right that these people didn't have sense enough to understand or comprehend what has just taken place over the past few weeks, as if they don't give a damn. Now, as we move forward into this situation, I don't think, because people are not following this guideline where they're not wearing the mask, they're not doing the social distancing, we're going to see more, the virus spreads more. For those of you who believe in the virus, some people ain't no virus. I said, okay, here's the virus. I don't care what people do. You can do what you want to. I'm not going to be a part of large groups of people. I have no reason to stand on the street corner any damn way, looking at a bunch of people just standing around. And right as they're standing there, the clouds bust open. God has surprisingly has rained down on them niggas. It was raining. The rain burst open and started pouring down raining. Niggas running everywhere. So, Mother Nature's decided to resolve that problem. But the fact that they were so careless and didn't care. And I saw this behavior growing at the park as the sun went down. The people started coming out at nighttime like vampires. I noticed at the Piedmont Park there were large groups of gay guys starting to form. No one was doing social distancing, large groups, and then just migrated over to 10th and Piedmont as the sun went down. I think a lot of gay guys are either blind or don't realize how many gay guys died in New York City. There were a lot. Black gay men who died in New York City from coronavirus, when that virus swept through that city. So for us to ignore what took place in Miami, in New York, and Chicago, and actually how many infections we had here, something's not right. But I know black gays tend to be very reckless about life. Because when HIV was running wild back in the 90s, killing people, they didn't give a damn then either. So anyway, these gay guys keep right on rolling. Not gonna be to tell them nothing. They don't want to hear it. They don't care, because they're gonna do what they want to do, regardless how reckless and dangerous it might be. They don't care. They don't care. So I would hope that these guys, they have repeatedly warned that there's going to be a second wave of infections in cities where people do not follow the social distancing guidelines. And if anybody's paying any attention to what's going on in China, they are having infections, second waves. They're trying to get that under control. They're having infections, people in critical condition. There was a man in Wuhan who tested positive. His wife tested positive. He's in critical condition. They went and had to lock down an entire block to test everyone in that area. The Chinese officials are trying to now test 11 million people who live in the city of Wuhan. That's how aggressive the Chinese are being about keeping track of this virus. Here in the United States, nobody cares. Nobody cares. And they can't force people to get tested here. You have to do the testing. If you go in China, you will get tested. So, they're going to test that. And then you heard they said they're going to test 11 million people. They didn't say, we're going to go out and see if we can test 11 million people. And if they will allow us to test for them. No, they said, you motherfuckers, we're going to test y'all dumbasses. 11 million of you going to be tested. Which means a lot of people are not getting tested here in the United States. Now that they've opened up testing here in Georgia, many of the testing places I drive by are empty. Some are, where they do special events. Well, you can get tested all over the state now. They have 60 places where you can get tested. And people aren't going to get tested. Maybe they've already been tested. Maybe they don't care. Maybe they just think they don't have it. I don't know what their reasoning could be. Maybe you don't feel like they don't have health insurance, but then they don't. You don't need health insurance to go get tested. Maybe people don't want that thing stuck up their nose or something. I don't know. And there's just so much. And then, of course, I know it's a group of y'all who feel like if you go get tested, they're going to put coronavirus in you. Okay, Lord, here we go with that damn conspiracy mess. So I don't know moving forward in Atlanta as we move forward over the next few weeks. We have Memorial Day coming up. Although the city has canceled every damn thing this side of the Mississippi, nothing going on here. There just used to be a nice jazz festival Memorial Weekend. That's dead in the water. They would bring musicians from all over the world, and everybody would picnic and have stuff out there at the park. As we all know, all amusement parks are closed. Six Flags is still closed. Just all the amusements, entertainment here in Georgia that I know of is closed. And they're not going to be open by Memorial Weekend. They may open later in the summer, if at all. But it's all going to depend upon what happens. If over the next few weeks the virus surges again and people get sick and they start overwhelming these hospitals, they will shut everything back down if they open. They ain't open much anyway. Don't forget they only open barbershops, bowling alleys, tattoo parlors, hair salons, and now they're opening up gyms. So as they get back, things start to slowly get back to normal. They still ain't opened up the Georgia judicial system. Major businesses like Georgia Pacific and Coca-Cola employees are still working from home. They still have not opened up any of the major businesses here in the state of Georgia. I don't find it odd. They want to see where this virus is going. So the more they bring these people, like the incidents that's going on in Piedmont Park, those group of gay guys hanging out 10th and Piedmont, they're sitting there watching. They want to see if the virus surges. Because they figured people were going to violate the rules any damn way. Some restaurants are strictly following the rules. Some restaurants are not following the rules. They knew that was going to happen. They can't enforce these rules across these restaurants. But they can sit back and watch who ends up in the emergency room. Who ends up sick. As emergency room, they'll watch that emergency room door. The people who've been admitted to the emergency room. As they start, if those numbers begin to spike upwards and the hospital starts to have an overwhelming intake of people, then we'll know how this little experiment Governor Kemp did worked. But if not, then they will proceed forward, opening more stuff up, and maybe they begin opening more businesses during the summer and child care centers and stuff like that. We'll see. But I think the biggest issue we're going to have is because people are not taking this serious. The summer is going to lead to the fall of disaster. Because this fall, when they expect this virus to come back and surge much worse than it did earlier this year, and if people are not social distancing, people are not washing their hands, people are not wearing masks. See, all the summer, everybody's going to get these guidelines are going to go to the wayside for a lot of people. Not me, though, because I already know this fall, this shit going to get ugly. So it's going to be real ugly this fall, and people are not going to be ready, and it's going to sneak up on folks. It ain't like the coronavirus going around knocking on the door. Good morning, coronavirus. Do you have the latest copy of the Watchtower and the Wake Kill You magazine? Come on. Yeah, we're here. They don't work like Jehovah's Witnesses. The coronavirus just kind of sneaks up on your ass and attacks. So, we'll be very interested to see how this fall goes when the coronavirus decides to get it back up on, go back to work. But again, we got to get through this summer. So, we'll deal with the fall situation later. Now, we've only been over a couple of weeks now. They've already said, yeah, people are going to die. They know that. They don't care. They already know to get these states back open and get these economies back flowing, people are going to get sick and people are going to die. Oh well, Omega. They are doing mild things. I want to see them do more testing. They are doing more testing, as we all know. There ain't no cure or treatment. So all you can do is test to see where the virus is in the community, how densely it is in the community, who and track it. So we haven't got to that point where we're able to aggressively test, because you got to get people to trust the testing system to come in and get tested. A lot of people who need to be tested clearly aren't getting tested. And this is just the same thing as HIV. Back in the day, when they would tell everybody, come on and get tested for AIDS and HIV, come on. People like, please. They had testing sites everywhere. Everywhere you can go get tested for free. You think the niggas showed up to get tested? What you think? Let me help you. No, they did not. They kept passing the HIV virus around because they didn't know they had it. Because they wouldn't go get tested and get on medication. History just repeats itself with just a different virus now. And this one is a little bit more deadly than HIV, because it only gives you about a couple of days to enjoy life before you either going to be hooked up to a ventilator or worse. A lot of people say, oh, 80. The reason why I'm more concerned about this coronavirus is because they repeatedly said this virus can mutate. And as it mutates, it gets more viral, more deadlier, and people are not paying attention. The virus that hit the East Coast was not the virus that came out of Wuhan. They were different, but this one that hit the East Coast was more stronger. When it came out of Italy and then hit New York, they said it was much different than the one that Wuhan had, and so it killed more people here because the virus mutated, and the virus will continue to mutate. If you ever get a chance, Google some of the great YouTube videos on the Spanish flu of 1918. There are some great YouTube educational. I love history, and if you don't know the history of the Spanish flu, you need to learn it, because the parallels between these two are very similar. People denying it was a virus, the government not handling things correctly, just a lot of confusion. People wanted out of their homes, they didn't want to do the social distancing, they didn't want to wear the mask. It's very similar to what we're going through now. And I don't have a problem wearing this mask. I mean, I put my little mask on, spread it out. I can breathe out these. I put my little mask on. And that's it. Why is it? You can still hear me talking. You still can identify me as Walter. I can still see the coronavirus. Is the coronavirus? Hey, coronavirus. So what is the issue? What? I think it's rather stylish myself. Makes my hair look good. And the color is so complementary to my skin. So it's a problem. But in the meanwhile, I will be using these. Got a whole bunch of them. Until I can find me a fabric mask that I can breathe out of. That was not so bad though. But I bought a fabric mask. I couldn't breathe out the damn thing. I bought 2 of them. It doesn't bother me with that mask. If I'm going to a grocery store or going out to a place of business or something like that going on, if they say that you need to put a mask on, fine. The post office says they want you to put a mask on, throw a mask on. No issue for me. What else want me to do? That's just me though. Because I do realize this virus is deadly and it ain't going no place. It ain't gonna be here. And we're gonna know over the next few weeks how the summer goes, and then prepare ourselves for the winter time, this fall. Flu season normally starts October through February, but it might get an early start in September. So I'm getting my flu shot and everything. I'm getting my flu shot, my pneumonia shot, as well as my doctor wants me to get. I'm getting that in August in preparation for COVID-19 Reloaded. I ain't stupid. And I'm going to continue to use my testosterone, injectable testosterone, through the remainder of this year and into next year. I'm that kind of cycle off of it. No. I'm doing this year round. I ain't giving that up. But that's protection. If I get some vitamin D, I'm getting some vitamin D too. That's out in the sun. I can take a little vitamin D. I get a little vitamin D. I've been taking that. I take vitamins over here, but I ain't no food. I'm going to take my testosterone. And shoot that shit right in my hip. Whoop, and go on by my business. Now, in regards to the gym, because the gyms are starting to reopen, the LA Fitness reopens this Friday, the 22nd. I have not personally made a decision if I'm going to attend the gym or go to a smaller gym. I'll continue to do what I've been doing here at the home. Little workout here. My little workouts here at the house. Hey, I can do quite a bit of stuff here at the house. Or I might join an even smaller gym. One of my guys' clients, he has a fitness gym that he trains high-end clients, and he normally charges $100 a month. He said he give me a decent discount. I said, okay, good. I might go over there instead of LA Fitness. But I do want to see what LA Fitness was going to be doing. They said they're spreading everything. The thing I dislike about LA Fitness is such a massive gym, and it ain't the cleanest place. Are they going to really be in there thoroughly cleaning this time around? Because some of the gyms you walk into, they're filthy. Some of the gyms in the right neighborhood, they tend to keep clean. If you ever been to Atlanta, Georgia, there's an area called Brookhaven. They have a gym up there in Brookhaven. That thing is spotless. They keep it clean. But then you go down there to Camp Creek, down in Niggerville, is a filthy gym. So the question would be, how aggressive are they going to be in cleaning? The crowd control, because LA Fitness tends to draw large crowds, most of the locations. How are you going to do social distancing? You stand 6 feet apart while enjoying the workout. I just have to see this before I commit to continuing down that path. But in the meanwhile, I will continue to hunt for equipment I can use from the comfort and safety of my home. Because I can work out at home and be just as content. I just need to find me a 3-house with 3-car garage and build I used to have a home garage back in the day. I'm going to have to build that sucker again. Into this pass. Because I think we're going to be in this a lot longer than what they say. Some people, they're all this, we're going to have a vaccine July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. I think the month's going to go on and on and on where we will not see no vaccine. Prayerfully, we will see Donald Trump get his ass whooped up and out of that office. Because we have to deal with this man again over the next 4 years, dealing with this. It's going to be a catastrophe. He has to go. By now, y'all should have realized that was not a good decision to put that shucking and jiving, ignorant-ass man in that office. He should have never stepped foot in that White House. And we are paying a heavy price for his ignorance. So maybe this is what America got coming. Maybe everything that you see here going on now is because the Americans being so dumb to put that fool in office that maybe they deserve what's happening. Unfortunately, it's affecting us all too. But I mean, it's really getting them farmers and stuff and them truck drivers, people who voted for this food, they really getting their ass tore up. Good, because they deserve it. They should have never voted for that food, ever. They were warned many times by every Republican member of that party, do not vote for this man. He is not fit for presidency. But they did it any damn way. That's a whole nother video. But anyway, I'm going to give me some more coffee and proceed here to pay some bills and clean up around here and cook some breakfast and do some oatmeal. Yeah, but I was disappointed to see so many black people, I know white folks do it too, who were not following the guidelines, not wearing masks. The restaurant we were in last night, they were telling everybody to wear a mask, and black guys would wander in there. They say, hey, do you guys have masks? Would you like a mask? And they gave me, man, we ain't made no mask, and they run back out the door. I didn't get that. What would you be mad about? He asked you, do you have a mask, or do you need one? We have them here. And he was upset. Let me wear a mask. Well, I wore mine. You get to the table, you just take your mask off, like just sit at your table eating. But if you got to go to the bathroom, once you put your mask back on, well, I didn't have any problem. This is his man's establishment. This is his business. And he's doing what the CDC has recommended that we do. Now, I know some of you don't want to follow none of the rules ever regarding any damn thing. I get it. That's why you niggas pay heavy prices with your life. Because you don't want to follow the rules. Because they don't apply to you. And I know there are some ignorant white folks out there too. But this is Atlanta, Georgia. This is a predominantly black city. There are some whites here. I didn't see none of the whites doing the crazy shit I saw black folks doing. I'm sure they're probably doing it someplace out in Montana, Wyoming, Oklahoma, Kentucky. They probably hanging out in large groups out there too. But I didn't see that here in Georgia. Not Atlanta. So, anyway. Today it is Monday. It is May 18th. The year is 2020. I'm out of here. Let me cook me some breakfast. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day.